The CID, I'm telling you, its track record of finding victims is very high. See, if you walk somewhere now, however careful you may be, you keep your footprint. In a hotel, 3 young ladies were kept captive.
What struck you that you only selected this lead?
No, our information was very concrete.
What were the major challenges that it took time for you to adapt?
Somebody is firing on road and you are also there with your arms, but how to take guard? You cannot go and shoot that person because he can shoot at you. How to go closer to him? Where to hit him so that he doesn't die?
What makes a man actually commit a murder?
There are serious murder cases throughout my 25 years career. A little girl child of the age 5 years, she is found strangulated, dead, and she was raped.
Oh God. So it was the tantric who told him that you also have to kill the girl.
Yes, but otherwise she will definitely be a witness now.
Has there been a very dangerous situation or an encounter?
Our source told that I am taking rice for them. When we will ask, who are you? He will say, Bhalluk. But some one of us told, Bhullu. The reply was a gunshot, straight. They realized that it is not that man. Immediately we were lying down on the ground and we started firing, all four of us. One of my constable, he said, sir, I am going from that side. This side you please guard. So I went on the wall and then jumped. The moment I jumped, it was dark, but there was a little moonlight, and I found one person with a gun, glistening silver, pointing towards me, almost point blank.
So much of gruesome things that you've seen. Every day you go to work. How do you stay stable?
তোমার উপর নেই ভুবনের ভার. Everything in the world you are not supposed to control. And thereafter I made it the motto of my life.
So thank you so much for your time, and I'm really looking forward to this episode. So we would like to start off with what got you inspired to get into the police enforcement.
That's a very interesting story. I never thought that I will come into administration or even police. What happened is, after my father's death, I was taken almost fostered by a doctor. So he was like a godfather to me. So when I was completing my MSc, he suddenly told one day that he wanted to be WBCS officer before being a doctor. So I appeared for WBCS, and then before the interview, I went to him and asked, in A group, which is the service you wanted to be in? He said, no, I didn't want to be in A group. I wanted to be a police officer. And that is in B group actually. I said, alas, you should have told me. Anyway, then I opted for police only during interview, and I was questioned like hell, why you didn't give any other option? You may not get police. But I stuck to it that no, if I want a job, then I take a job in the police only. And I'm telling you the very small one reason, but which is good enough for the interviewers also, that in any other service, your boss, like for BDO, it is DM, like for DM, it is CS who takes the decision actually, communicates to you, and he executes it. But for an SDPO, DSP, additional SP, SP, if he is on road, then he has to take the decision because his superiors will tell, see, you are on road. So whether you will take recourse to lathi charge or firing or tear gas sale, whatever you want to do, it should be your decision only. So the power of decision making lies with the police on the ground. And I came into this job only for that reason.
So when you initially got into the service, what were the challenges, major challenges that you faced while training and also while you were absolutely in the beginning phase?
My training, it was terribly challenging. You know why? Because in my year, that is in 1995, I was the only person selected as DSP.
Okay.
Now, training, becoming a police officer, you need a bunch of police officers because in parades, in shooting, everywhere, you need a group of officers. You cannot be trained alone. So what they did it, they connected me with a group of constables who were also training at that time. And it became very rigorous
So
for
what was
that.
the training like? Like what were the things that you did in the training?
First thing is you have to be physically fit.
Okay.
They started doing that. Second is the discipline of your movements, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Your movements, that you go to the parades, how you in the parade, how you are communicating with others in the same parade,
Okay.
all these things. Then the commanding, what are the commands you use? Then you go to law and order problems controlling, that is lathi charge, firing, tear gases, etc. Then the use of arms, shooting. And at the same time, you are also studying lots of laws and etc., which you will be needing day to day in the police work. So it is both the things.
So physical challenges, what were the training like? What were the physical training that was so challenging, that made it so challenging?
See, first of all, the horse riding.
Okay.
For a starter, it is very, very difficult, and it is sometimes it is very fearing also. Then you have to learn swimming. You have to, as I told you, you have to go for lots of exercises, the fitness exercises. You have obstacles also, obstacle race. So you have to jump at least 6 to 8 feet. You have to go across the wall. You have to crawl under the net. Then you have to cross the ditches. Lots of things. You have to be physically actually fit to do all these things.
Most of the things that we see in the movies, right?
Have you seen Prohar by Nana Patekar?
No, sir, no.
In that movie, it has been shown very vividly the military training. Okay, our training is not as rigorous as the military training, but it is quite close to it. As I told you, you have to learn swimming. You have to have this training on obstacle races. In the obstacles, you have to walk zigzag on wooden platform. You have to go along the rope. You have to cross the ditches. You have to crawl under the net. Then you have to cross boundaries and etc. at a height. So these are the things where you need to be physically fit. Then it came where you have to be mentally alert also. So there is a training that somebody is firing on road. And you are also there with your arms, but how to take guard? You cannot go what happens in the film and go and shoot that person because he can shoot at you.
Right.
So how to take a guard, how to go closer to him, where to hit him so that he doesn't die. He may be incapacitated. So these are the things you learn. And at the same time, there are rigorous classes on different acts, laws, how you should behave, what should be your etiquette, how you will tackle the people in the crisis situation, how to keep yourself completely mentally stable and controlled emotions. All sorts of training goes on for 1 full year.
Okay.
It's basically a 7 days a week training, 6 days classes and physical training, and the 7th day there are some other physical trainings also.
So there's no holiday at all.
There was no holiday at all.
So this is what phase, like after cracking the exam and becoming an IPS officer, or like this training?
I joined actually WBPS,
Okay.
West Bengal Police Service, not as direct IPS. So my training was mostly at Barakpur,
Okay.
PTC, Police Training College, it was that time. So what I did there, as I told you, during the day I had lots of academic sessions. In the morning there are lots of rigorous physical training, including use of arms, horse riding, swimming, etc. And in the afternoon there are PTs, walking, running, etc. That's all. So these all started right when I am joining the service. So
Okay.
5th January of 1995, I joined. And from 6th January, it started. Initially, it was without uniform because it took some 4 or 5 days to get the uniforms. And then with the uniforms, it went on for absolutely one full year. And after completion of 1 year, I was posted as probationer. Probationer means the training still is continuing. Now it's on the field training. So after the probation period was over, then after another 1 year or 8 months something, I was posted in the field. Then my actual work started
So
there on.
once your training got over and then you started working as a professional, so what were the major challenges that it took time for you to adapt and then get along, and what were the major cases that were really challenging you? You were getting really bothered that oh God, what is this? That kind of situation. Have you ever faced during that phase?
Yeah, obviously. See, in my case, a very interesting thing happened. My studies actually, before I joined this, just before I joined, was Midnapur centered, Midnapur town centered. And during probation, I was also posted in Midnapur. So during probations, there were lots of law and order duties. Okay, that time I didn't take the decision, but I was under somebody. I'm telling you one very funny incident. There was a big law and order problem. SUCI that time was very strong, and they started demonstration in front of DM Midnapur office.
So what is SUCI? Can you just explain us?
SUCI is the left wing party of West Bengal.
Okay.
And SUCI at that time was very arrogant, very, I should use this word, almost ferocious against the police. They used to tear the badges of the police, they used to take the earrings from the lady police constables, etc. So we were standing, we were ready, at least 100 of police officers and constables, etc. And there are some 2,000, 3,000 of SUCI supporters, just 40 meters in front of us. They were also waiting, we were also waiting for the showdown. Suddenly one lady from that SUCI group started shouting, "Ei Kullan, tui kemon achish? Ki korchish ekhane tui keno?" And I was completely embarrassed. My superiors were taken aback. What's happening? Now that lady actually studied MSc with me
Okay.
just 1 year back.
Right.
So she recognized me suddenly in the police and she was surprised.
Right.
So my superiors told, "Kalyan, please leave this and you go to office, we will tackle it." Because it would have been difficult for me also.
Right. Right.
So there lies the answer of your question, that every police officer, even if there is 1 year full training, but that training doesn't include the crowd.
Right.
That training is only a bunch of police officers are being trained by some senior police officers,
Right.
either academic session or the physical session. But there are no crowd. They are not taken in front of any crowd. They are not dealing any people. So basically, after 1 year, at least I think so, that they become a trained bunch of persons, but who are basically civilians still then inside
Right.
them.
Right. Right.
Their outer garments have changed.
Yes.
Their knowledge have been enriched.
Right.
Their physical prowess or the knowledge of using ammunitions, lathi, etc., that have increased. But in the core, they are basically those civilians.
The on-ground experience is less, basically.
Yes, absolutely. It's zero. The on-ground experience is almost zero.
Right.
Even if they are sent to some police stations for some law and order duties, say especially puja or election, they are protected. They are protected by the superiors, almost like the hen protects the chicken.
Right.
Because they were grooming, no?
Right.
So they were simply, okay, you will sit beside me. You will not do anything. You will not say anything.
Right.
You will just see and just watch me what to do.
Right.
So they get enriched definitely, but they do not tackle the civilians. 1 year back, he was on the other side. Now
Right.
he is in this side.
Right.
So 1 year back, he used to demonstrate.
Right.
Now he used have to control this demonstration.
Right.
So this is the biggest challenge, and for me it was bigger because I was in the town where I spent last 4-5 years as a student there.
Right.
So I have to go and break that shop from which probably I had bought some cigarettes or something 1 year back.
Right.
So it was definitely very challenging becoming a police officer. And the police officers should not be against the people, because we are here to work for the people. We have to keep the discipline. That is for also the people. If 3 people goes on the right side of the road, then we are here to make them understand, please go on the left like all other people. Otherwise, all other people will be disturbed. There will be chaos. But the primary weapon of police is basically word of mouth. You cannot go on the road and anybody who is doing something wrong, you just catch hold of him by the collar and throw him away. It is not expected from the police.
So basically, if we conclude, your main challenges were facing the crowds initially. The multiple times that you came in front of the crowd.
Sukrit, I should
Yes.
slightly elaborate. It is not only facing,
Right.
it's tackling.
Right.
Facing is probably okay.
Oh, yes.
Like what happens, in a law and order, constables are facing the crowd.
Right.
But their leaders are tackling them. There is a slight difference, but
Yes.
a very significant difference between tackling and facing.
Right. So how long did it take you to become an IPS officer?
It depends. It depends on the size of the batch, on the vacancies. There are where are the vacancies, etc. But my batch, I told you, the minimum possible, the 1-person batch.
Right.
And before me also, there are 2 persons in one batch. Before that, there are only 4 persons in the batch. So there is quite a few vacancies there. So I got it quite early. It is within, I think, 8 years.
So after 8 years of service in the police, then
I was inducted into IPS.
Right. So when this transition happened, like were there sudden changes? Were there sudden changes in responsibilities? Were there difficulties in adopting all these challenges initially when this transition was happening?
No. The system is slightly different. System is the direct IPS officers who come from Hyderabad after training, they are inducted in the rank of Deputy Superintendent of Police or Subdivisional Police Officer in the same rank, different nomenclature, or maybe Assistant Commissioner. When we are also inducted into that, they, after 4 or 5 years, are getting promotions because it was time-bound promotion for them. We are getting promoted after 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
But this 7 or 8 years, we are in the same rank, DSP, SDPO, Assistant Commissioner, etc. So when we are getting promotion, we are getting into the IPS officer, then we are becoming IPS officer in the same rank. So no added responsibility, nothing, no more expectations, extra expectations from us, only the shoulder badge changes.
Okay.
And definitely an aura of pride comes into our mind. We become a part of the service of the whole India, which is a very glorified service.
Right.
See, it doesn't matter whether you are IPS or SPS. The moment you are in a rank, there is certain cut-out responsibilities. You are SDPO, you have some responsibility. You are DSP, you have some responsibilities. You are becoming now additional SP, higher up. So you have different responsibility. Going to SP, you have a different responsibility.
Okay.
Then to DIG, then to IG. I retired as the IG. So at every step, there are different duties, different responsibilities, and you are actually becoming a supervising officer. It's like a pyramid. The higher up you go, the more people are under your control. Like a SDPO controls maybe 500 constables and officers, but SP controls almost 2,000. A commissioner controls almost 20,000 police officers. So that the number is increasing, but the cutout role, it is becoming different at different stage of the service. It's like all other services.
So how did CID happen? Like in what phase were you that,
I was DIG North Bengal.
Right.
When I was almost completing my tenure there in Jalpaiguri range, then I was posted to CID.
Okay. It was in North Bengal only?
No, I was not in North Bengal CID. I was posted in Kolkata, Bhavani Bhavan. I was DIG operation actually, but I was mainly looking after cybercrime and women and child trafficking. Those are the 2 areas throughout Bengal. Whatever cases happened, especially the serious cases, I used to supervise. I used to go there locally, find out what happened, how many people were trafficked, etc. Another part was our analysis, like over the last 15-20 years, which are the areas becoming more prone to such things, what are the age groups, what are the schools mostly from where these girls and children are trafficked, how they are trafficked, whether the international traffic is more or the national traffic is more, what are the traffic routes. All these things were analyzed by professional team, so I have to supervise them also. Along with this, there are very serious murder cases.
Okay.
So some of these murder cases were chosen by the top of CID, officer, ADG CID, and
Okay.
given to me, say, Kalyan, please look after this case. So in that case, I used to go to the PO, that district, find out what exactly happened, how the culprits can be nabbed, first located, then nabbed, and what are the evidences, etc. These are the things. CID in Bengal is a very, very prestigious wing, very strong wing, and very well equipped wing of Bengal Police.
Okay, sir. So, can you explain, like, after becoming an IPS officer, you became a DIG, right? So, what is this phase? Can you explain, like, how does one from an IPS officer become a DIG? And is there added responsibility again when, you get this
No, what I'm
badge?
telling you, after becoming IPS officer,
Yeah.
in our case also, it is time-bound promotion.
Okay.
So every 4 years we are getting promoted. We started additional SP, then to SP, then to DIG, then to IG. I retired as DIG. If I wouldn't have reached 60 years, I could have been ADG also. There are quite a few officers are there who have joined in a very young age. So they will become ADG. That is the last promotion basically. So it's a time-bound promotion. Once you are inducted into IPS, then all the benefits of the service are like direct IPS officers.
Okay. Okay.
So there is no difference. Only thing, yeah, they are direct IPS officers and you are from the state police. But the advantages of this or disadvantages, whatever you say, it's all the same with the officers because we become central government officers. We have the same rules, same code of conduct. Everything is like that.
So, is there like people who are directly enrolled as an IPS officer? Do they get special privileges or get special treatment? Is there, or is it the same?
No, they don't get any special treatment except that because they joined as direct officer in the initial stage.
Right.
So from the initial stage only, their promotions are time bound.
Right.
So they reach the higher ranks earlier than us.
Right.
That is the only difference.
Right. They have a time advantage basically.
They have a time advantage.
Because they're joining in directly, because it took a certain amount of time for you to reach the IPS officer, but then they're directly joining there and then getting the promotions
Like
gradually.
for example, I'm telling you, when I am joined, I am basically a 2005 IPS officer. The batch in NPA, National Police Academy, the direct officers who have been recruited, they are basically 2005 batch IPS officer. So with them, I am in the same bunch. But I am now, what happened? I am become older because that person is coming almost at the age of 24 or 25.
Right.
By that time, I am already 30 or 32.
Right.
So that is the difference, definitely. But there is a positive part of it also. The person who is coming here and joining at 24 or 25, I am having the same batch, so the same seniority. We are almost like calling by names. But I have a solid experience on the back of myself. 7-8 years of experience on the field. So that way, my advantage is much more in tackling crisis situations.
So is there an increment in the salary also when the posts are changing, like from...
Yeah. In all ranks, like all other services.
So, like, say, because you dealt with trafficking, mainly children and women, can you just take us through the process of, say, you come to know about a racket that is happening in Bengal, West Bengal. So, what are the steps that, from the beginning till the end, until unless you catch them? Can you just take us through the process?
Sukrit, let me say you, as you use this word that you have located a group, that means the 50% work have been done. In most cases, we cannot locate the group. You know what happens is the girl who is trafficked, that person who is taking her from the village, luring her that we will give you a job, you are not being able to eat here, you are very poor, or maybe some dream that we will make you an actress, etc. That person's duty is only to bring her out of the village right up to the nearest bus stop or station.
Okay.
Nothing more than that. He doesn't know anything. He is told like this, okay, fine, you will go to the Aura station or you will go to Barupur station with the lady and you will find somebody in blue shirt reading a newspaper on the platform number 1. You will just go and put this girl beside her and you go away. You don't ask anything. So there is the obstacle. Even if we get, the victim's mother tells us that this is the person who actually who was with the girl for last 2 months. When we go there, we arrest him. And from his mobile, we find also that somebody is speaking. But that mobile is now switched off. The SIM has been simply thrown away because they know that police will catch him. And he is really innocent in a sense that he doesn't know anything else rather than somebody told him that we will give you 2,000 rupees and see, I'm giving you 2,000 rupees. Please take this girl to Bari police
So
station.
basically, there's a communication gap. Once the girl is delivered, his responsibility is over, and there's a big communication gap that he doesn't know what is happening next.
He doesn't know.
So even if you track this person,
So now we have to find out.
Right.
The CID, I'm telling you, its track record of finding victims is very high. Very high. They really do wonderful jobs. And they are doing this for last 20 years. They are really onto it. So there are lots of other things. See, if you walk somewhere now, however careful you may be, you keep your footprint. So quote unquote footprint, we say. So you are going into the platform. You think that I am delivering and I am going away. No, there may be a CCTV camera. There may be a third person who, knowing nothing, just has taken a photograph or selfie, and behind him, that blue shirt and that lady was there. And when we start telling people that this is the girl who has been kidnapped from here or who has been taken, then we can get that person coming with the photograph. Sir, see, this is the photograph. Then we can look at that person. Then we can look at the movement. Also, there is a thing called tower dump.
okay,
Tower dump means, say, everywhere. The mobile, in town it is close, but in the village areas or mofussil areas, the towers are slightly away,
Yes.
maybe half a kilometer, etc.
yes,
So suppose I am standing somewhere with my mobile and the messages are coming from my boss. Has the girl reached? Has the girl reached? I am sending the messages also. Now, how the messages are going? These messages are going to the tower. The tower now is sending. Similarly, the messages are coming to the tower, and the tower is sending messages to me. So, if I have an instrument where I can take during that time, say for that half an hour, all the messages, all the calls which is coming into the tower and going out or coming in. So, that may be thousands.
right. In lakhs also it can
In
reach.
lakhs. But if I have the machine, if I have the man, if I have the knowledge to analyze that and find out, and say we are finding the message is coming from, say, Pune or Mumbai or Delhi. How many? Say 100. Then we start screening. She is a teacher of school. No, fine. She is suspect. He is a suspect. Okay, fine. We'll call him. Speak with him. What happened? Who is there? No, sir, my son is studying in Delhi. He was, so as the messages. He will show. So, okay, fine. Cross. He is not there. This way, we also reach to the criminal. So there are numerous methods. But as I told you, CID has a very good success rate in cracking trafficking cases.
So can you, is there a specific instrument to do this? Like you just said that, tracking.
Yes, definitely.
So is there a name for this instrument or?
No, I do not want to say this to you
Okay.
because the criminals will also be
Okay.
But only thing I can tell you that we have lots of beautiful softwares now in CID
Okay.
and Kolkata Police also.
Okay.
West Bengal Police is really empowered with real good softwares
Okay.
which can do this in minutes.
Okay. So can you share us a case where, you were like astonished with the case and you were shocked with the proceedings and it was one of the most difficult cases for you to solve, like in the human trafficking sector. Can you just share us a story?
There are lots of such cases. One case we found that a complaint came to us that in a hotel, 3 young ladies were kept captive. So we went there and we couldn't find the ladies. So we picked up the persons in the hotel because our information was very concrete. So we tried to find this out, how to find this out. And very soon we found that actually it is not 3 ladies, it is only one single lady. And within 2-3 days, the complaint came from that girl's parents. We never knew that is the girl, but some source told us that this is happening. So she was actually residing in some village in Boshidat. She was told by somebody that we will give you a job in a private nursing home at Boshidat. So her parents told that this is the thing. Then the man vanished and the girl vanished. We went to the nursing home. The nursing home naturally told, we didn't employ anybody like
Okay.
that. So what we started thinking, what happened? What happened? Then we try to find out on those 2-3 days who are the people who have been discharged from the nursing home.
Okay.
We got a list of some 22 persons.
Okay.
After birth of child, they were discharged. Then one by one we crossed. No, this cannot be. This cannot be. Then we found somebody in Luxpi Kantapur here who had a baby and had been discharged. So we went there. And we found that the lady was there, but her husband was not at home. And the lady said, yes, this is the person.
So what struck you that you only selected this lady?
No, as I told you, serial number 1. We went and checked.
Okay.
And I found that he is a teacher, very
Okay.
renowned in the area, etc. And we spoke with them and we came back.
So you went to every person basically.
Possible accused baby.
Okay.
We went there. And finally we look at it, that looking on the board. And that lady, seeing the photograph, told, yes. My husband told that she wants to come to me to help me. She helped me also 2-3 days. She was not in the nursing home employee, but she helped me like a relative. My husband gave money also. What is your husband? Oh, that I do not know. Husband is not here at home. He came with me and that lady at my home, and then in the afternoon, both of them went away. Some 7-8 days back. So then we started tracking his number. No, his number is switched off. So we tried to do this, that, etc., but we couldn't. But finally, when we started checking the ATM card, the transactions, so we found him in Kerala.
Oh.
So our man went there with his photograph and started physically searching. He must be here in somewhere. And he was arrested. But the girl was not there.
Oh.
Then he told the girl was given to somebody in Pune.
Oh.
He knows that person, but he doesn't know the person's phone number. He knows, but he doesn't address. He doesn't know. But he knows where this girl has been sold.
Acha.
So the team went to Pune. That lady, where she was sold, she told, okay, fine, you give us the money, I will give the girl back. So Pune police took action and that girl was rescued. But this person has not been arrested, who took the girl from this man.
Okay.
Then we took the lady. Lots of interrogation, etc. And the lady broke that this is the name of the person and he lives in Rajasthan.
Okay.
So we went there and caught him. We brought back the girl. But massive work has to be done after that.
Okay.
You know why? Because the girl now has to stand in the court in front of everybody and identify this is the man
Okay.
who took me first. This is the man who sold me to that. This is the lady where I worked. Because she has to do this. No? Girl's parents were absolutely puzzled
Okay.
what the society will tell.
Right.
So there, the CID people sat with the people in the locality. You see, we have to stand by this girl. The school, we had to sit with the school authority. No, we have to take this girl. Normally there is an aversion. We will not take such a victim in our school because other girls maybe something like that. So we have to make them understand. We have to strengthen the family, giving them monetary support also. You have to be the witness. This time, in this specific case, why I remembered it, the girl became very strong.
Okay.
And she told, okay, I'll be there everywhere. And she gave a beautiful testimony in front of the court and all 3 were convicted. They are still under prison.
Okay.
So
Beautiful step taken by the CID officers.
they are regularly taking.
This is mind-blowing.
The cases can be solved and people can be punished only when police, the society as a whole and the parents, they come together and support the victim. Okay, you go forward, we are here for you.
Right.
So this is happening.
So there are two questions. One is, why did you start screening the ladies who were just discharged from there? What was that cause? And the second question is, if you could just explain this Rajasthan man who was into this entire act. So can you just
One part telling you, when we knew that she has been to the nursing home, but the nursing home did not employ her,
okay.
then why did she why had she been brought to the nursing home?
Right.
So that means she was brought to the nursing home as an aid to a patient,
Okay.
sort of nurse type of thing.
Okay.
So what sort of aid she can be?
Oh, right.
So there we started finding out who are the people who have been discharged, because they must be knowing that
Right.
if we show the photograph, yes, I have seen this girl going into this ward, or
Right.
going to this patient, or moving with this patient,
Right.
etc. So that was one part of investigation.
So how was the Rajasthan man involved?
Rajasthan man, he resided in Rajasthan,
Right.
but he was controlling from Rajasthan different rackets, different people.
Okay.
So one of these cases is this,
Okay. So he was in the top of the chain, basically.
top of the chain.
He was
One of the bosses.
One of the
There are
bosses.
many more bosses are there in different cases, but he is one of them.
all right. So was this racket stopped?
They were under bar. They are still under in the prison.
Right. Right.
But there are so many such branches and rackets.
Right. So you also said, there are few serious murder crimes that you were involved in while investigating. Can you share a story where
See,
still
in CID only, there are serious murder cases throughout my 25 years career. But I am sharing one from CID. There was a shooting and murder of a political person in a district. So the case has been taken by CID from the very beginning, and it was given to us, and I with my full team went there and camped outside the town. It's a small town. I'm telling you, the district, Birbhum district. So we are camping there. Then we started trying to get information, etc. Slowly, we were getting information. We have to make a portrait parley or something like that. The paintings of the sketches of the accused person. No, and we found out that the murderer came from Chennai, because he, from that district only, Birbhum only, he went to work at Chennai. And one of the murderer came from Kanpur. Then they assembled in some village. Then they went to some other village to get the motorbike. Then they went to some other village to get the arms. And then they came here, waited for the victim. In the evening, when the victim was coming out, he was shot.
coming
point
out
blank, from a market. He
Okay.
was coming out from a market.
So it was shot on the public place, basically.
A public place.
Right.
So at point blank. That's why we got those portrait parlor, etc. And these two people fled away.
Okay.
The problem was, why this case was interesting is that, okay, we got all the stories. Now we have to catch this Kanpur person and this person. So that is one part, very interesting. The second part is, how will we prove that they were in those villages? We got the story from sources. Sir, ও এসছিল স্যার ওই গ্রামে আগের দিন সন্ধ্যাবেলা দেখে গেছি ছিল But they are not going to court. They will not go to court. They are afraid of them. That is what I am telling you. The technology is used so cleverly, so intelligently by police nowadays. So we started taking locations of the mobile phones of those two persons. And we had a software we have where it was placed. And it was played like this. You can see in the screen the two mobile phones are slowly coming from Kanpur, because he is coming by train. So and in the meantime he is speaking. So the tower locations are slowly coming, then coming to Howrah, then going there, closing in that village where they had the first conspiracy. And other conspirators' mobile number are also there. So 4 mobile numbers in the same tower location. Then these 2 mobile numbers are going to that village.
So
that tower
this is
location.
happening all before the murder had taken place. But
Yeah,
you guys are tracking it after the
after
murder.
the murder.
Right.
So that has become an evidence. Okay, fine. That has become an evidence. It's okay. But how to catch the Kanpur person? That is very interesting. Our team went into, not Kanpur. Kanpur person was intercepted. But how to intercept the Chennai person? So our team went to Chennai. We are not being able to find out. Because where there was a place, there are some 400, 500 workers from different states. They were in some big tents. In the morning, people used to go out for a walk, and in the evening they come back. So our people, they were not able to locate the person, and we didn't have a proper photograph also. Then suddenly we found that his wife is not at home. So we asked, where is she? She has gone with him. He has taken the wife because the wife is advanced stage of pregnancy. So that's why the wife is with him. Is he in Chennai? The family members said, no, not Chennai. He has taken somewhere there in India, some nursing home. But somehow we doubted that he must be in Chennai. So we told our men, what you do is after all the people, 8 o'clock, they leave the tents. Then you go inside the tent and find out the pregnant ladies.
So what were these tents for?
They are just temporary workers from different
So what were
states.
what were the working? Like what was the work going on?
Painting,
Okay.
making factories.
Okay.
Somebody in the garment shop, somebody in the jewelry shop,
Okay,
etc. But they used to stay there.
Okay. It was like a dormitory where people
Like a
came in
dormitory, big
and
dormitory,
stayed.
very big dormitory.
Okay.
So our men then peeped into the dormitories to find out the pregnant women. And they found 3 ladies there. Then they started speaking with the ladies and found out who came from that district. In the evening, the person was arrested. And then our team told, sir, arrested? We are buying 2 airplane tickets. We are taking him there. I told, what about the wife? Then they said that wife is not arrested and wife cannot be arrested also. I told, fine. But she is in advanced pregnancy stage. How can you leave her there?
Alone, that too.
How can she come back?
Right.
Another plane ticket was bought. She was brought back to her home.
Right.
And this person was arrested. After that, all these evidences, I think that case also ended in conviction.
So basically, they were taking shelter in the dormitory.
Yeah.
Okay. This is really nice. So can we just dive into the criminal psychology? So you have handled so many criminals, right? So what makes a man actually commit a murder, according to you?
There are many stories. I am sharing just one story.
Right.
This I shared in many platforms, and I am going to write a book in which this story will be included very soon.
Okay.
I was in Barasat that time, STP of Barasat. Just after Puja, there was a Mela in Rajarhat.
Right.
A little girl child of the age 5 years is lost. So we went there. As SDP, I have the responsibility to find her out. We searched, we couldn't get anybody. We couldn't get her. But next morning, she is found strangulated, dead, beside the Mala ground in a dark place. And she was raped.
Oh, God.
We tried to find out this, that, etc. Nothing we could find out. No motive, no clues, absolutely. And slowly, because I was that time very busy as SDP, I forgot. In the month of December, late December, suddenly, in Degonga, a girl child of the same age, 5 years something, was found, raped and murdered beside a pond of the same village. So we went there. One shopkeeper told that day during 12 o'clock, one man came and the girl was playing in front of the shop. So she was given biscuits by this man. Who is this man? We tried to find out, and we found out, say his name is Tapon. Okay, not the real name. Tapon is a taxi driver. And Tapon used to stay in Rajarhat. He has his own yellow taxi. Tapon is a very nice person. Local reputation is very good. He used to get up early and takes a bath, washes his vehicle, पूजा पर के बाद vehicle लेके चला जाता, and then he used to come back in the night.
Okay.
He has a small daughter and a wife and a very happy family. So he brought Tapon. Why did you go to Deganga? He told that day was my off day. My sister is residing there. So I went to my sister's house. So have you met this small girl who was murdered? Yes, I have given her biscuit. She has been murdered. So we said, yes, she has been murdered. And you are the person who has been seen last with her. So did you take her anywhere? Where could I take? I went back to sister's house. And then sister told, my husband had come back already. My husband is taking a bath. After he comes back, we will eat together. So we called the sister. Then we interrogated the sister. The sister told almost the same story. Only thing is, the sister told, my husband and my brother both went to take a bath
Take a bath where?
in the pond.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside the house,
Outside
basically.
house. And they came back. After that, they ate and he went away Tapon. Something stuck in my mind. I called Tapon again and I asked, what did you do? So he said, everything except that he went to take a bath. Then we told that your sister is telling that you went to take a bath, but you have taken a bath in the morning already. Why did you take a bath around 1 o'clock? He said, it's impossible. My sister is doing some mistake. I did not go there. Only my sister's husband, he had gone there. I was waiting. Again we called the sister. The sister told the same thing and the sister is telling you, no, he had gone, I clearly remember. But sister's husband, he forgot everything. He was a very simple person. He told, no, I don't remember anything. And he was very afraid also of the whole thing. Then in the evening, I started speaking with Tapon. Lots of things like how you grew up, etc. How was his girl, how attached he is with his own girl. And finally, during late hours of night, we didn't beat him up or did anything, but we started speaking, and we were asking him, why did you take the bath? Finally, it broke and he told, yes, I murdered that girl. But because it was beside the pond, I had to put some muds and leaves, dried up leaves on the body. So I had to take the bath. Fine, you murdered. So you raped? Yes, I raped also. I raped that small girl and murdered. Then suddenly it clicked to my mind that Rajarhat, the place where that girl was raped and murdered, it was close to Tapan's house. So I asked, what about that? He admitted. That also I did. Raped and murdered. But why? Why are you doing this? Then, that is the psychology. Then she told that few months back, I was looking at my little child, 5 years girl, and I was becoming sexually aroused by looking at her. And I was having problem to keep myself away. One of my friend, another fellow taxi driver, he told that a man resides in a tantric, resides in Khorda. He can give you some clue, some medicine. So I went to that tantric in Khorda. He told, see, there is no medicine. Your girl has to grow and has to go away from your home. Then only it will happen. But if you feel the urge uncontrollable, then you have to take another that sort of a girl, rape,
God, this is so
and
sad.
kill her. Then only you can be satisfied for 3, 4 months, 5 months maybe. And whenever you feel this sort of urge, you must take recourse to that. So that tantric was also arrested.
So it was the tantric who told him that you also have to kill the girl after
Yes,
raping.
but otherwise she will definitely be a witness now.
Okay. This is so sad.
So sad and so clever. I think, very critical psychological
Yeah.
concept there. So there are so many stories out there. Most of the criminals, they have or most of the men actually have the criminality dormant in them.
Okay.
You will find that most of the times we people,
Hmm.
we stop the criminality. It's like, no, you cannot do this. No, you cannot do this. But we tend to do this. We think that, can you not? Can you not? No.
Okay.
You take control of the situation and you let the criminality bury down in yourself.
So, but then it's there somewhere,
It's there.
always.
It's definitely there somewhere.
So, people who cannot control their emotions actually go and do the crime, and people.
Emotion, the temptation,
Okay.
whatever you say,
Desire.
desire,
Right.
then definitely they crosses the law.
Right.
They crosses the rules. They crosses the, I think, the whatever norms we have in the society.
Right.
Then he becomes a criminal.
Right. So after these convicts, after they serve their jail or whatever punishment that they get, so do they come out clean, or like again they get into crime?
It depends.
Okay.
If the criminality comes from desire only, which satisfies him personally, then probably they can come out clear.
Okay.
But if the desire is a need, is an economic need, is a social need, then if that cannot be satisfied, so he has to go to the criminality again. For a man who is robbing a shop,
Right.
he is robbing because of the need. It's not his habit. He needs money. Now you catch him, put him into the jail. After 3 years he comes back. He will try to rob another bigger shop. Because his family is not being able to eat even now. His economic condition has aggravated rather than enriched. So definitely he will go to the crime again. So it depends whether the crime or the criminality is coming from the social lack of social security, economic need, etc. Then there is little chance that he will be corrected. But if it is from deep from its psychological root, probably he can be corrected, or at least he will learn that I have to, that what I told you, bury that desire to remain out of the jail.
So do you think the root cause of most of the crimes that happen in India is the poverty level that we have, and there's just so much indifference between
No, I used to think so. But not always poor people are criminals.
Okay.
You see the cyber crimes. You see the big businessmen. You see many rich men. They are into big crimes. A robber or a dacoit takes some few thousand of rupees. And a big businessman, he takes few crores of rupees. That's
Right.
also a big crime affecting the society.
Right.
So what is there then? Besides this need of getting money, what is there? There, I think, this uncontrolled desire or the lack of power to control yourself. You have 1 crore, you want 2 crores, 20 crores.
Right.
So the basic thing is, when we are having a 26-inch TV in our room, but our neighbor brings a 52-inch TV, so we want to bring another 52-inch TV
Or in-
somehow,
Yeah. Or even bigger than that.
or even bigger than that.
Yeah.
And this has gone so deep in the labyrinth of the society that a catchy slogan becomes like this: owner's pride never envy. So why should it be never envy? Because suppose there is a situation that in the last ball you have to take an over boundary to make India win World Cup. And it is over boundary. The ball is going to the gallery. You are looking at your 36-inch TV. Somebody is looking at his mobile. Somebody is looking at a 52-inch TV. Tell me, after the ball reaches the gallery, all three of them are full of joy.
Right. Right.
Is there any difference between the joys?
No.
There is no difference between
No.
these joys, because
Right.
this joy cannot be quantified. That one
Right.
is smaller, one is larger. It's not that.
Yeah.
So why have I to buy 52-inch TV if I am getting the same pleasure, same joy by seeing it in a smaller TV. This education is becoming, this consciousness is becoming less and less and less, and we are becoming more and more and more materialistic. We do not want to watch somebody in the bigger TV because it is not a science experiment that if we look closer, we get more things. It is something that slogan, it is something my pride. So I am taking pride into materials. So my desire, there is no end. So that is pushing me into an area which is basically a crime prone area. So that is becoming more and more nowadays.
So as you just said that, like the want is unlimited, and there are so many cyber crimes that we see nowadays. Every one of us gets bombarded with texts or
Messages,
emails.
calls,
Yes.
spam calls.
And we are always scared. Like, we might get looted digitally. So what is your take? And every year while researching, I just saw that every year the percentage of the cybercrime is increasing because the penetration of internet is so much, mainly after Geo's revolution that came in. So where do you see we are heading? So many crimes, so much amount of money is being looted, without any trace digitally behind a organized computer system. So what is your take, and what is the scenario right now?
See, cybercrime actually was my forte in CID. And even during service and after service also, I take lots of lectures on cybercrime awareness in different schools, colleges, to the elderly people, on different organizations, etc. What I found is, in most of the cybercrime cases, maybe 99.9% cases, it was the victim's fault. Fine. Then I found that where the victims are at fault, why they are at fault, why they are off guard, then at least 60% because of the greed, because of the temptation that you will become richer, you will get 1 crore rupees immediately, somebody in Europe has died keeping you this money, you have been selected as an in KBC lottery or whatever these things. So the desire, I told you, the desire in myself to become suddenly rich without labor, without time, without investment, I will become very rich. So that is there in most of the cybercrimes. One. The second is that you suddenly start being convinced by people that if you do this, you will get this. If you do this, you will get this, etc., etc. So you please give us this thing. They knew. In many cases nowadays, I am finding they are telling me, I knew. One lady some 7 days back called me, told that I have lost 6 lakhs. I have given these things. I told, how did you get my number? She said, I was there in the Rotary Club lecture where you took the lecture. You gave the number. So I told, why did you then give these things? Haven't I told you not to give? Sir, I never ever thought that I will do that, by somehow I did that.
Okay, so they get so tempted that they just lose everything.
Absolutely. Or they start believing people so much that they give it. Or they become scared sometimes also. If you do not give the KIC, your electric connection will be switched off. If you do
So
not
they are
give
threatened,
this,
basically.
they get threatened also.
So the word that threatened, so this comes in my mind that sextortion is a term that we use when people get exploited sexually digitally, and then people extort money from them. So could you shed some light, how does this work, and how can people be aware and cautious about this?
This is one of the, I told you, this is one of the part of my lecture. This thing, whenever I give this thing, this is a part of cybercrime also. There are so many incidents in my life also, in CID and in Kolkata also, about this thing where the people are blackmailed to this. And they're getting blackmailed, they're giving money, etc. There are 2-3 things there. One is, mainly people are blackmailed because of the morphed photographs. Like my face is there, but the naked body is not mine, somebody else's. Very close to my body.
Okay.
Then the photograph is made and sent to me. Let's say, you have to give money, otherwise you will give it into the social media. My take is, in one such class, I asked the college ladies, they were there, 92 of them. I asked, how many of you will be extremely disturbed when you see such a thing in your life? Somebody sends this. Most of them said no, will not get disturbed. Because before that I have given a talk also. I made them realize what's happening. One lady raised the hand. No, I will, sir, get very disturbed. I told, fine, you will get disturbed. Tell me, in this room, even the teachers were there, is there anyone who doesn't know what I have inside my shirts and trousers? Please raise your hand. So nobody raised. Then I asked, so every one of you know what a man's body has. So why should you be disturbed? And when you know that it is not your photograph, you have the courage to say the blackmailer, please don't take trouble to put it in the social media. I am putting it in my Facebook. You put that picture in the Facebook, tell that some blackmailer has told that this is the photograph, he is going to give it to you, I am giving it to you. And I told that blackmailer also that I am doing that. This is not my picture, I have not done this. Now it's up to you to understand. Okay, fine. If you have 300 friends, maybe some 50 friends will not speak with you next day. So they were not your friends. Because they didn't understand that you were truthful. You will be happy with those other 250 friends. So don't be ashamed. Because you know why? Because if you are blackmailed once, you will be blackmailed many times.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
So giving money or satisfying the blackmailer in any way is not the way to stop the blackmailer. It will only increase the blackmailing.
So there are instances where men fall prey. Like there are fake profiles that are made by few men who actually extort the money, and then they somehow tempt them to have video sex chat, right? So and then they fall for that also. And then these people extort money, say from 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 10 lakhs, it goes up to 30 lakhs. So what message do you have for men? How do we avoid falling for this?
This happens mostly. This happens mostly through video call.
Yes.
So our first advice is for everybody, whenever you are taking video call from an unknown number, you put your thumb on the front camera and then switch on the call. So that you will not be seen in the screen.
Right.
When you find that person in the screen known to you, then only remove the finger.
No, but in these cases, there are actual female who come in front of the camera. So you...
No. You are not understanding my thing.
Yeah, I got it.
In the screen, afterwards, when the blackmail is happening, in the screen, that nude lady is there.
Yeah.
And on the top right corner, my photograph is there.
Right.
But if I put my thumb...
Right.
in front of the front camera, my photograph will not be there. So the blackmailer cannot do anything.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So this is first thing. Second is, if you forget and if this happens, why can't you say to yourselves, going through pornography, looking at sex, looking for sex with ladies or sex chat, etc., is very normal. It's just as normal as sex with your wife. So you are not enticing anybody, anybody less than 18 years. You are not forcing anybody. You are not kidnapping anybody. You are not blackmailing anybody. If somebody agrees to have sex with you, and if she is more than 18 years, then what is your problem?
But then there's ashamed related also, no? We say
that is
men...
because of the social taboo.
Right.
So it is high time. I know, I am proud that my younger generations, they do not have such taboo. Most of them, especially the boys, they just don't have. Most of the girls also, they don't have. So we have to break this taboo. And then only this thing also will come to a halt. Suppose somebody is telling that, sir, you have gone to these many pornographic pages in the last 1 month for 5-6 times. So my reaction should be, yes, I have gone. What's your problem? No, I am going to send this to all of your followers or your son, your wife, etc. Do it. Do it.
But
It's a
don't you
big
think
problem.
pornography is actually a problem for young men because they're so endorsed into it always because it's so easily accessible, right? So you rather than being inspired and seeing good things, you get into all these things and you get addicted. So what is your point? Because you just said that pornography is good in a
No,
way.
I haven't said pornography is good.
Okay, okay.
What I said is I have to have the courage to say, yes, it's there. It's completely legal for me to visit those sites, and I did it. What's your problem?
But the
Problem maybe my problem may be with my wife, but what's your problem? You do it. I can say to my wife, okay, fine. I have gone to the pornography. I do not know this girl. I do not know this boy. They were each other. So fine, I have seen that. Okay, fine. I will not do that again anymore. Your wife will understand. So you should have this courage to say that. Now I'm telling you something. You cannot stop anything or forbid anybody from anything. It never happens. There are states I'm not naming where drinks are forbidden. And drinks are so very available everywhere in the state. All the hotels you go there, only difference is the drink which cost 1,000 rupees, it will cost 3,000 rupees. But it's there.
But then it's also creating a check, no? Like before,
It's a financial check.
and like if you're saying that like government is already taking measures to get down all the pornography sites. So why
No,
then?
government is taking measure to get down all the child pornography sites.
Okay,
I have never heard that government is going to take this adult pornography site.
okay,
So there, you will find if you go into the sites, there is a bar that you have to declare that I am over 18 years.
yeah,
And the people who are engaged, they must be over 18.
right.
So if you want to do that, then you also have to stop prostitution. Then you have to stop smoking. You are giving in everywhere ads that smoking causes cancer in the packets, etc. And then you are selling it. So there must be some logic into that. You are telling that liquor is causing harm to your liver, and then you are selling it. So that is absolute something different question. And I am in the opinion that forbidding something never stops anything. Otherwise, Eve wouldn't have taken the apple. It was forbidden to them, but they did it. So from the very beginning of civilization, if you forbid something, it becomes sweeter. So it's better that you have to make your generation so strong,
So aware,
so aware and strong from inside that
Yeah.
they will stop taking it.
right?
If you tell them, no, you are barred from taking it,
They'll
do
do
not
it.
look at that side. So they will look at that side only.
Yeah,
So you have to make them stronger from inside.
Right.
Where the Indian culture was like that, where people were stronger from inside. But slowly, we became so materialistic that we became weaker. And now, when the whole of the material world, the Western country, are jumping into Indian philosophies, that we have to be stronger. They are coming to this guru, that motivator, etc., all sorts of people. Now we are also
paying
going,
attention to it when they are paying
because
attention.
they are paying.
Yeah, so we are always
We
trying to
became
follow them.
materialistic because they were materialistic. Now they are trying to be spiritualistic. So we are trying also to be spiritualistic. But it's good. In some way or other, it's really good.
Has there been a very dangerous situation or an encounter while you were investigating a crime scene or a crime, and you were held as a hostage? Was there any situation like that?
No. I was never held as hostage. I have
Or,
seen.
or was there any life threatening situation like an
Yeah,
encounter?
that was there. That was there. Small situations are there where I was at risk. There are lots of such situations. So one encounter story I can give you. This is another story I'm going to write. It is against the Naxals.
Okay.
I was in Purulia district that time. So we had some information that a bunch of Naxals, Maoists, they were cooking food. So we started, after evening, we started going there. And when we reached that place, it was a dry pond, small dry pond. And it was dark, very dark in the night. We were quite close. I was there with me, one superior officer, my security, his security, four of us. And when we were very close, suddenly a shout came, "Kon?" Our source told that I am taking rice for them. So they told, when we will ask, "Who are you?" you will say, "Bhalluk." That was the password. So we are supposed to say Bhalluk. But some one of us told, "Bhullu." The reply was a gunshot, straight.
Oh.
They realized that it is not that man. And immediately we were lying down on the ground and we started firing, all four of us, and they started firing. It went on quite a lot of fire. 72 rounds. Rounds means 72
That's a
bullets from my
lot.
AK-47 only. Then there were other guns, other three people. Finally, it stopped. So we crawled there, went there, and we found that lots of guns, mines, landmines, etc. were left behind. They did not carry the bags. Rice was being cooked with some vegetables getting boiled. Then we tried to trail them by...
So they fled basically.
One of them was seriously injured and was caught later on.
Okay.
That blood trail we followed and caught him next day. But it was a real good fight because they were, I think, some 30 meters from us only. So that's a terrible...
So, and it was night time.
It was dark, absolute dark. We couldn't see them. They also couldn't see when we were lying. Because if we were up, then they could have seen us on the background of the sky.
Right.
But because we were lying, they also couldn't locate. And it's very difficult to shoot somebody who is lying on the ground. Okay, we survived unhurt. One was arrested. Lots of guns were seized, some 11 guns probably. It was a good encounter. Encounters happened in 25 years, at least 6-7 cases we had some genuine encounters. But this is a long time encounter. Duration was quite long.
So could you elaborate on border crime? Because you have been in several places in West Bengal. You have been posted in several places in
I
West
was
Bengal.
in Malda.
Yeah. So could you just
Malda has a big
what
border.
kind of border crimes have
One is trafficking.
Okay.
Now there are two types of persons trafficking. One is the young children, they are trafficked across the border. The other one is, there are quite a few places where every morning some hundreds of people used to come illegally into the town area, do some business like running a van or etc. And in the evening they used to go back into their country. That is also a sort of crime. And in Malda and some area, there is this crime where there are barbed wire on the border, full border barbed wire. So they used to throw fake monies, fake currencies in bundles towards this side, India side. And small children, they are kept to pick them up and gather and give them to the criminal on this side. He will take this to different states or distribute and somehow this. So this fake currency was there. Some drugs were being thrown from this side to that side, including fentanyl, and sometimes even cows.
Okay.
There is a long wooden plank.
So yeah.
The cow is put like on this side and the plank is pushed up and the cow rolls down.
So
on
from India to it
from
was
India
being
to Bangladesh or some other border.
Okay.
So there are lots of border crimes there.
Okay.
I have seen.
So have you been one-on-one on any of these situations?
No, normally, see, additional SP, SP, this level, they never go alone.
Okay.
But when I was additional SP Malda, one such incident suddenly happened. It happened accidentally. We went to arrest one criminal at Kalyan and we surrounded the house. The wall was quite high. So one of my constable, he said, "Sir, I am going from that side. This side you please guard." He didn't tell me to go inside. But I
Okay.
thought, okay, fine, I am tall enough, I will go. So I went on the wall and then jumped. I had my small arms with me. But when climbing the wall, I did not bring it out.
Okay.
The moment I jumped,
Right.
it was dark, but there was a little moonlight, and I found one person. I didn't know who is he. One person with a gun, glistening silver, just pointing towards me, almost point blank.
Oh.
And I was completely puzzled for that few seconds. I couldn't do anything, but I couldn't have done also anything because
Anything.
he was at least 4 or 5 feet away from me.
Right.
So I couldn't have jumped into. I just was.
You could not even escape.
No point. There is
Escaping
no
because-
point because there is a wall behind me.
Right.
I should have ducked or I should have jumped into him or whatever it is, but
Yeah.
I was
Shocked.
shocked, and I was standing like a statue.
Hmm.
And then the constable came from that side. That man did not fire. He was caught. Then when I took him to the police station, I asked him, why didn't you fire? He said, sir, my house was surrounded. If I would have fired, I recognized you, additional SP. So if I would have fired you, I would have been killed by your people.
Right. So his awareness was there.
Yeah. He said that.
In a critical
He said
situation.
that I could have fired, but what could I have done? I could have fired you, but if I then went outside the house, I could have been caught. And when they will find that I have fired you, they will not straight away kill me on that point only, because they'll be very angry. So that's why I didn't, sir. I recognized you as additional SP.
So all these crimes that are happening on the border, like what are we doing to stop all these from happening?
Lots of things, sir.
And still it's happening. Like what are we doing?
I don't think that still is happening. That's a very, I think, exaggerated statement. It has decreased. It has decreased a lot because BSF and police, they work hand in hand. They are intelligence wings. The officers on the field,
level,
on the ground, they are working very closely, and these sort of things have decreased quite a lot. But see, as long as people will be there, crime will be there. If there is no crime, ideally there will be no police also. We will be jobless.
So much of gruesome things that you've seen. Every day you go to work, there's some other crime, there's some other thing that you're seeing, and most of it is disturbing, right? Whether it be trafficking, whether it be murder, whether it be encounters. So much of mental pressure, right? How do you stay stable so that your team also stays stable? What are the things that you do that keeps you sane throughout the entire journey?
First I started working, as I told you, in Midnapur district. Probation was there. After that, posting was also there. After 2.5 years, I was posted in Barashat. Barashat had that time 6 big police station, STP Barashat. So when I joined, on that very day, DIG headquarters was one of the very famous police officer in our service, Narayan Ghosh sir. Narayan Ghosh sir called me. Afterwards, I knew that he did the posting. He gave my name to the government that this person can be brought. So he asked me, Kalyan, what are you doing? I said, sir, so big a subdivision. He said, let me tell you just one thing and you follow that. I told, yes, sir. Then he told that, Tomar upar nei bhuvaner bhar. Everything in the world you are not supposed to control. And thereafter, I made it the motto of my life. It is not only in police, it is everywhere in my life. I think, and I also preach this to my people, to my subordinates, to ordinary people. See, as soon as you think that you are in control of everything and you are going to control everything according to your will and wish, you will definitely perish. Because things are controlled by so many external factors. So you have to first think that I am not having that controlling power. Then what is my role? My role must be defined that I am supposed to do this. So for an exam, I cannot be first. I can only give the best of myself.
Right.
If others gives worse, then I become first. So my becoming first in the exam depends on others, not because of me.
Right.
I can get 99 in all subjects, but if somebody gets 99 in all subjects, 100 in one subject, so he becomes first.
Right.
So I should not be frustrated.
Right.
I should ask myself, have I done the right thing which I am supposed to do? Could I do that? If I have done this, enough. Now go and enjoy. In police job also, I did the same thing. Suppose I have an information that there is an accident, a dead body is on the road and thousands of people are on the road, breaking vehicles, etc., etc. So I immediately think, okay, fine, I will go there and I will take action onto this points. If I fail, the situation may change. Okay, 2 or 3 way it can fail according to my experience. So these are the substitute things I have to do. For this, we need this. Many a times in my police life, what I did, when I went to tackle the situation, I called other OCs, neighboring OCs, please come, but not at the spot. I told them, somebody to be 500 meters away, somebody to be 1 kilometer away, stay there. Tell me that you have reached there and you stay with the additional force, but don't come now. Let us see what happens. If you are in danger, please come. Because if I do not take this, and if I am in danger, then if I decide to call, then they will arrange their people from that police station, come, that will be too late. That may be disastrous. So this homework, I do it mentally, start going there, and I am now satisfied, like going in the vehicle, listening to some songs or etc. Okay, fine. I know what is going to happen and how am I going to.
And the outcome is not in your hand. You are prepared. Whatever you have to do, you are prepared. Yeah. So was there any point where you actually went through a mental breakdown? And how did you come out of it? Professionally, yeah.
No, never.
Okay.
Actually, I should be thankful to my colleagues, subordinates and superiors. Till the year 2022, when I crossed 59 years of my age, I was at just one of the finest officers in controlling law and order problems. And I never broke down. I can tell you an incident when election time, CM was Honorable Buddha Babu. One day, on single day, I was additional SP. Buddha Babu went to Malda. Pranab Mukherjee went to Malda. Sonia Gandhi went to Malda in 3 different places. So SP took lots of force to Buddha Babu's program because he was the CM. Lots of force were given to Pranab Babu because he was the finance minister centrally. Sonia Gandhi was also important, but because of both of them were government, Sonia Gandhi was not in the government. So I was sent to tackle that situation with minimum force. Lots of people are coming. That Rotua was the Congress base that time in Malda. Before Sonia's helicopter came, one ADG security was responsible for Sonia Gandhi's security. His helicopter came. Then he came to me and told, Kalyan, some forces are required there. I also found that it is required. So what I did it from behind, I took and gave it. Then he went after some time behind and called me and said, there is no force almost here. So I brought them again to the behind. So the same force I was doing this. After some time he understood because he is so senior. He came to me and told, are you playing with me? You know that I can get you suspended right now. I am stopping Sonia Gandhi to come here through wireless. That security arrangement is not, and then it will go to the government. And you are an I.P.S. officer. I was completely silent. Then he told, okay, fine, I understand that you have little force. So in front of me, you call your SP and tell him to send at least 30 persons. So I called SP and tell, sir, I need 30 persons immediately. Please send. After he went away, I told SP, sir, I know that you do not have force because I only distributed force now. Don't worry, I will manage. He said, Kalyan, please manage. There are so many people here. I told, okay. So it went on like this. Sonia Gandhi came, the lecture went on very good. After that, at the end of the lecture, Honorable Sonia Gandhi went towards the people. There was a net in between her and the people, but the people were trying to touch her. One by one, the salvallas are breaking.
Hmm.
And I was just keeping my cool and looking at her. I was very close to Sonia Gandhi, but I was not needed because that AIG, they had lots of security people around Sonia Gandhi.
Hmm.
So I was just looking at the people who had this. And there is a fear of stampede also.
Right, right.
So people could have been jumped onto others, etc. But somehow Sonia Gandhi then went to the helicopter and the helicopters went away.
Hmm.
I was working there that day with two DSPs, younger DSPs, very young, under me. So after everything went peacefully, I took my vehicle, told my driver and security to come by other vehicle and took those two DSPs in my vehicle. Let's go and have lunch. So one of the DSP asked me when I was driving the vehicle, "Sir, can I ask you one thing?" I told, "Yes." "Sir, both of us thought that your Nakri was gone.
Hmm.
You will be suspended and you will not be in this service. What were you thinking?" I thought, "Yes, I also thought that." "Then what was in your mind? You were so cool, so peaceful." Then I said, "I already located a small place in my mind. I already found a small place behind my bungalow where I would have started a pan dukan, pan shop." And I was actually thinking that from Kathi, how can I get good pan?
So you are already thinking about the business.
I was thinking of the business. So those two officers, till today, they are now gone up to the rank of SP. Till today, whenever we meet, they said, "Sir, आपका पान सब कैसे चल रहा है?" We were amazed to see that how cool you are.
Right, right. So let us conclude the episode by, if there are young generation watching this, what would you suggest them if they want to pursue the same path that you have led? What are the traits? It can be character traits, it can be suggestions, it can be educational suggestion that you have. What should one do to get into your footstep?
See, first thing I tell everybody, not only the young persons, everybody of every age, that you must have the power to accept things. All the problems basically in one's life emanates from non-acceptance. Like I fail in a subject. I do not get into say UPSC prelims. I cannot accept it. I have prepared so much. How can I get only 92 out of 200? This is not possible. So this non-acceptance starts turbulence in one's mind. And immediately the consequences are getting influenced. If I fail in prelims, then what am I supposed to do? I am to prepare again more rigorously. If you tell me, see, I have appeared in an exam. After the exam, they said that question has been leaked. What will happen if next time also that leaks? My question is, what will you do if the next time also it leaks? That question, that thing comes now. I do not have any control into that. I can only prepare myself in such a way so that if even one person is taken, it will be me. So that acceptance, first of all. Somebody dies. हमारा पिताजी को क्यों ये हो गया? What did I do? God, I haven't done anything. It cannot happen. He must be alive. He is there. He is not dead. So the non-acceptance. So in an accident, both my hands got chopped off. So I have to accept it as fast as possible and then start training myself to do works by the remaining part of my hands. If I cannot buy artificial hands. But even if you want to buy or if you want to train yourself, you have to first accept it. So that is my first take to everybody in this world.
Accept and move on.
Accept first. First accept it. Then start moving on. About the younger generation, the same thing I will tell. If you accept success, why can't you accept failure? Because it's the two parts of the same coin. Either when you succeed, you don't remember that most of your friends failed. They could have been into your place. So you succeed means you pushed others to failure. So when you fail, you should feel the same thing. Okay, fine. I failed it. Fine. So I will find some other way. Some other things, or this way, in a different way to tackle it in future. So that is the one thing. And if you want to say that how I become an IPS officer or WPS officer, I will tell you that there is some systematic method of training yourself. You have to study things. First, you find out what are the things you have to study. Next, you find out your ability, your capability. Can you study all the things equally? No. I have not that much of memory, that much of intelligence, etc. Fine. You take a part of it, but most of the part of it. So 90% of it you take. I will do this, 10% I will not do that deeply, but this 90%. Then you make a schedule that within this month I will complete this. Next month I will complete this. But remember that in preparation for any exam, not only WBCS, UPSC, etc., or Bengal Joint, or IIT, JEE, etc., NEET, your preparation should be for long-term preparation for 2 years or 3 years. It should not be linear preparation. What I mean is, you clear chapter 1, then chapter 2, then chapter 3, then chapter 23 after 23 months. No, not that. You clear chapter 1, then when you are doing chapter 2, that day you also do some problems of chapter 1. When you go to chapter 5, maybe that day you take one problem each from chapter 1 to 4 also. So what will happen? You recapitulate the main formulae. You recapitulate the main things because you are coming back to that chapter. So this I call a spiral way of learning. You come back and grow. You
Wonderful
grow and
concept,
come back.
Right.
That way you take little bit of more time, but when you reach at the end, you are not far away from the beginning. So that's there. And you take lots of tests. Don't be afraid to get 0 in the beginning. Maybe some negative marks also. Because on that you will improve. Maybe 2-3 tests you get negative marks or zeros. It doesn't matter. You will slowly improve. You take tests as frequently as possible, and the tests should be like tests. It's not like after half an hour you went out and take some breakfast and then come back half an hour. Not that. It should be proper test. At a closed room, take the question, give the tests, etc. Put it, finish it off, go outside, and then come back and mark yourself. This much I could do. It may be 0. It may be even negative in the beginning, but you will definitely get the good results after few months.
Right.
So these are the basic things of preparing for any exam, including UPSC and WBCS.
So this was a wonderful episode. It was so good to have you. And there are so many things that is still left to be spoken about. We would love to have you in other episodes.
Thank you.
So please come.
I also enjoyed it.
And hope to see you soon, sir.